Good morning. Today is the 13th of October, 2022. I woke up not doing so well today, and I really just needed distractions from not doing so well. And I didn't want to do the politics, which always puts me in a good mood, especially when you're watching what's going on in the UK right now. And the war uh, it's enough is enough. So I went for health stuff. I mean, I'm always interested in health stuff. Anything new? Let's see what's new on that side. And this I blame my algorithm for. In my scrolling, I stumbled across the bearded lady. Now, this bearded lady is a trope from, of course, the turn of the 19th century, early 20th century. I don't know how else to put it. We'll call it the circus, okay? Although there is a F word that also qualifies for where this bearded lady and the fat lady would be attractions, let's say. You know what? Back in the day, I probably would have paid my 4 cents to see her. But anyways, that's what it is. So okay, there she was. Let's see what she's got to say, and especially it's under health, right? So let's see what the bearded lady has to say. And as I'm watching her, which I'm doing you a favor by not showing you any stills, apart from the fact that I don't know how to yet. I will eventually learn how to work my editing, but for now, I do what I can, as I can. But anyways, I'm not showing you what she looks like. And trust me, looks are subjective. I totally get that. And I'm actually not really going for her looks as to why she's so let's just say she's very interesting, but I would have preferred, honestly, I would have preferred to hear what she has to say instead of looking at her saying it. Enough said. Because what she said is where the freakish part comes in. Now, she's a bearded lady, which, she's taking injections to get her in this state, but that's her. You do you. If you're happy, you want to wear a beard, wear a beard. And I call her her because she is. And in her handle, she actually has both female and male adjectives to describe herself. So she's a bearded lady, as far as I can. But she also has fat in front of it, so that usually um, that is how she sees herself. She sees herself as a very fat, and she is. She's 440 pounds. She's in a wheelchair, not at all times, but she is in a wheelchair. But she convinced herself, she's convinced that she's healthy. And I'm like, yeah, she's part of the Health at Every Size gang, as they are. Anyways, really, like you're wheeling yourself and you're healthy, okay? But that, as problematic as that is, again, that's subjective. If you think that healthy people are walking around or are strolling, are getting by in wheelchairs, and that's a healthy thing, that's on you, okay? Like when I use a walker. I don't consider, but I do consider myself healthy. So maybe it's in that category that's not my problem with her. My problem with her is not only, of course, does she think she's healthy, but she actually thinks, and she went on more than one tirade on this, she actually thinks that if she were to reduce her caloric intake, she seems to understand that calories in, calories out, and over calorization leads to girth. She has convinced herself that the first thing her body will do in a calorie reduction state is to attack her organs, specifically her heart. That she will die because her body, and you know what? Maybe her body is, well, it is hers, and with her mentality, maybe the body is akin to her foolishness. Maybe her body actually works like this. I don't think anyone else's body works like this. That the heart would be cannibalized to keep the girth. I mean, that's what she's promoting. She thinks her girth is perfectly fine, and it is for her. Good for her. Again, if she thinks that wheeling herself around in a wheelchair is healthy, good for her too. If she believes that she is perfectly fine, good for her. But that she's convinced herself that her body will kill herself, basically. I mean, no heart, no life. I mean, really, I mean, it's really Bio 101, right? Unless I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. And I will listen to you if you do think I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. But anyways, that she would convince herself that she's in danger of death because her body will cannibalize her. For me, that is just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard, and I've heard a lot of bizarre things in my life. I trust me, I've actually hung out with the misogynists, right? Like I get it. Like some people have very different views on some very basic. That's more social, of course, but this is biology. This is science. Really, she is absolutely convinced, and she is alone in this specific that her body will cannibalize her heart. I've only heard from her that that is a thing. She also, of course, believes that any caloric reduction is also her body will, their body, and it tends to be women. I really don't understand this, but it is what it is. Um, Caloric reduction leads their body, and it's funny, these people in this subsection, they really distance themselves from their body. Like their mind doesn't control their body from their vantage point. That's my take. Because how can your body think that it's in starvation mode and therefore will over consume because their body, not their mind, and to me it's all about their mind. Like I've gone through hunger pains. I mean, I get it. Like, but it's usually cause and effect. I haven't eaten for 12 hours. I'm hungry, right? I haven't eaten for 18 hours, which I, believe it or not, I've been in an unfortunate situation where that was a thing. And yeah, I get what starvation mode might be because wow, 18 hours of non-eating, yeah, your body does crave nutrition. I mean, really, to get by. And I did feed myself and I was fine. What I didn't do is I didn't overfeed myself. And believe it or not, I actually had the money at the time. I needed to wait for the money. That's a long story. I'll tell you about it sometime, maybe. But the long and short of it is that there is cause and effect. My body was in need of nutrition. I had, of course, the headaches, the sluggishness, the can't think of anything but to eat. But I didn't want to eat 5,000 calories. What happened was, and it would happen to them too if their mind wasn't programmed by them to believe that they're somehow starving. Your body will take the nutrients and call it a day. Now, if there's psychological element to it, where the body actually does make them overconsume and they don't realize they're doing it, I guess it's called binge eating, I guess. But that's something else. And I won't touch that, and I understand it, I just don't, I've never lived it, so I don't have a tangible understanding. I just have intellectual understanding. And if you're in that position, I'm sorry for you, and I hope that you are seeing a psychologist to help you out with that. But this bearded lady does not strike me as, well, she actually strikes me as she could use a psychologist, don't get me wrong, because I mean, to think the way she thinks, especially the heart thing, that was a bridge too far for my take. Anyways, that was a great distraction, except that it ranted me out. So I'm ranting, I'm throwing it back at you. Anyways, that's me for today. I will touch base with you later. I wish you a very good day.